I don't have much to say about World War Z. I just was going to complain that it is the most. I had no idea how it is the most Reddit book in existence.
Well, first of all, I contest that because Ready Player One is the most Reddit book in existence. But go off.
Well, okay, we might be dealing with there could be a sequence of Reddit books because World War Z harkens back to a more original era Reddit in the sense that I was looking at some sections. I can tell you, like, so it goes around the world, right? It's like reporting from the zombie apocalypse from, of course, a UN official. And or it's a journalist, but Brad Pitt plays a UN official in the movie. I know that. Anyway, like its whole hook is that it's like, oh, it's a zombie apocalypse, but it's like kind of relevant about like real world events, how it would really happen. But its understanding of like real world events is just like, yeah, shit you would read on Reddit in 2008, being like, did you know that India and Pakistan have nuclear weapons? And so it's like, when there's a zombie apocalypse, they'll probably blow each other up.
Cool. Yeah.
Its section on Germany is like, there's a soldier who like had to abandon Hamburg and like leave the people there to die. And then there's a whole like page and a half being like, now I'm a West German. In East Germany, they told them that they weren't responsible for the Holocaust. But I know that you know, you can't just say you were following orders. And it's like 200 pages of that, but for every single country in the world.
Yeah, my only knowledge of World War Z is someone who's not read the book or even seen the movie is that it's just like weird, like IDF propaganda.
Oh yeah, Israel is like the best at doing everything. I think that and like they like a South Africa apartheid plan is like revived.
Yeah,
to solve the
because
zombie problem.
Kind of, who would have thought that like the Israeli government was like the best at just like mowing down thousands of human-like creatures? Sure, like I don't know what could have led to the.
I mean, it is the only democracy in the Middle East, so.
Oh, of course, yes.
There's just something about it that like, because people, I remember again, probably on Reddit, people were like, now that's a smart book. You know, you learn a little bit about the world in that book. And it's just absolutely a reflection of the own like, of the kind of like Snapple fact nuggets of information that make you feel smart, just like regurgitated back into you in book form, written by a Reddit guy.
I've never seen the movie. I've never read the book. I forgot that this thing even exists.
I'm gonna be reminding you.
Yeah, no, which is fine. I appreciate that.
Couple weeks.
That's why I have you guys here with me. I would never have guessed that this is just a Wikipedia, like Wikipedia entry of like the CIA World Fact Book.
Rob, did you know that the book was written by the son of Mel Brooks?
Oh, did I know that? That is the core of this thesis because the son, comedy legend Mel Brooks, and acting legend
Mel Brooks.
I mean, he is acting legend.
Yeah.
And Bancroft. So like they are like, what does your son do? You know, two creative geniuses, and then like. What does the son of like what is the byproduct of this marriage raised in this, I'm sure like a supportive, follow your dreams.
Way too supportive.
You can do whatever you want. And he's like, I'm going to make the Reddit book about the zombie apocalypse and get famous off of it. I got to say, I'm kind of jealous.
He's the senior fellow at the Modern War Institute at West Point.
Dude, that's a glow up.
This Maximilian Michael Brooks is oh my god, that's the whole thing.
I want to be the Gene Wilder to Max Brooks. I would love to be, maybe we can recreate a Willy Wonka, but it's like a training ground for cadets at West Point. But I'm like a mastermind Willy Wonka, like sending traps at them.
I don't think Willy Wonka is a Mel Brooks movie. Just saying.
No,
you could have made a Mel Brooks reference.
No, but Gene Wilder is a off like, and I'm branching out.
I'm really.
I have my own.
I'm really upset with you, Rob. You could have tied this in to father like son. And you didn't. Damn, Rob's over here fucking slacking as a podcaster.
I'm feeling this. This pussy got me dead, young Frankenstein. How about that?
Yeah, that works. All right. You redeemed yourself.
There we go.
Hey. Welcome to your weekly corner, Späti. It's your boy Nick, joined with Rob,
Present.
and Kieran.
Hey, it's the doghouse. Nothing but boys. Woof, woof, woof.
Finally, it's about time.
Finally, men get a chance.
Yeah, man, get a chance to podcast.
Yeah. The famously not male-dominated space.
Another thing that you can do in, just when it's just those boys, we can tell stories, without getting interrupted.
Exactly.
And Nick's got a story for us today, I believe.
Which one? I have two. I think it's just my day with
Go
the
off.
story.
This is why. This is.
Yeah.
Please, share.
Yeah, I'm horrible at telling stories, but I think that you two, I'm going to bore you guys for about 3 hours.
We're great at listening to stories.
Good. I'm happy.
It'll even out.
No, so I had my second vaccine today, and
Nice.
so your boy went to the vaccination center, and I just had like the realization that like one, Germans have no idea how passports work, and that two, Germans really, really, really wish beyond anything that they were Italian. Because I showed my passport to the guy, when you walk in and they see that if you have like all your stuff with you and that you're there for your appointment on time, and I hand him the passport and he's like, Italiano.
He's like, this dude's gonna give me a Zoolander pass. I can feel it. we're about to vibe right now.
Yeah, and he does the hand thing and is like expecting me to like be like, oh, Maron, yes, and I'm just like, I'm not Italian. And he's like, what do you mean? I'm like, I mean, like, I have an Italian passport, like, but I don't speak Italian. Like, I speak German. Like, this. My name is not even Italian, Like, I have a Greek name with an Italian fucking passport. Like, sorry, bud. So then he's like, okay, whatever, processes my stuff, says, to stay healthy. And then I go to the next person. They tell me, like, to wait. I go up to the counter where they process all your paperwork, typical German bureaucracy. Good stuff. We love it. It's efficient. Never have any problems. And I get the same thing of, Italiano, and then doing the fucking hand thing again. And I just have to, and I say and then the lady, like, I say to her, I'm not Italian. She doesn't hear me. And then is like, I'm going to get you an interpreter. And I'm like, what? Like, okay. And so, she's like starting to fill my paperwork out and like did not talk to me asking if like, I clearly speak German, like I'm not like a problem getting through this country fluently in this language. And then
you're getting microaggressions for like you're not even Italian.
Yeah. And then she's like, oh, like, all I've had this morning are like Italians, this and that and that. And I'm like, okay, yeah, whatever. And I tell her, I'm like, I don't speak Italian. Like, I am not Italian. I simply have an Italian passport. And then she like doesn't really process it. The interpreter comes over, starts speaking to me in Italian. And I'm like, yeah, I don't speak Italian. The interpreter gets mad at me because I have an Italian passport and I'm not Italian. And he's just like, where did you get this? Like this. I'm like, my mom. I am not Italian. My mom's Italian. I don't have an Italian name. Like, I speak German. I lived in Germany for 7 years, whatever. And then, then they process all my shit. And that and that. And yeah, that was my morning at the Impfzentrum.
Now, see, if I was them, I would have played hardball and being like, I have something you need, your second vaccine. And so you're going to be Italian for me, or else you can there's a long line, buddy. You can go back out on the street.
You're an Italian, Derek, dance!
You can go back where you came from.
Yeah. I would die if I was deported back to Italy. I would because that's a country where like no one speaks English either. And like given learning a second language isn't like that, or a third language is like, I've done it before, whatever. I just wouldn't want to learn Italian. Like, nothing against I mean, actually, a lot of things against Italians, a lot of things against Italy. I just don't have that like allure that Germans are like, oh, like this is where I should have been born. Like I go to Gardasee every year, you know. I you know, it's like kind of like Mallorca is to them, but it's like a little bit too holy. Like they don't want to claim it as theirs, but they wish it was. You know, Mallorca's German, and the northern part of Italy is like 100% like, you know, if I fucking could, I would do it. But I'm a sensible German, you know. These Italians are a little bit too loosey-goosey for my style, you know. I'm a good, responsible Allman. But they want to.
I'm just imagining that, like, I don't know, Children of Men dystopian future where we all have to, like, go back to where our passport says, effectively, and the podcast ends and stuff. And, like, I don't know, this is kind of like a sweet story of just, like, Nick trying to find his way around Italian society until he gets to the promised land of Südtirol. And just like, they speak German here. I'll blend in. I'll become a Südtiroler.
I mean, that's actually pretty simple.
Have a great time there.
Yeah. Where they also just like light the mountains on fire every year, something that everyone fucking forgets about.
I mean, that seems pretty metal. Just like play CKY as 96 bitter beings.
They're really Catholic, you know. That I can blend in. Not that Italy isn't, but I feel that then, like, because of the Germanness and the sake of the like Austro-Hungarian Empire weird continuation bullshit that they're on, like their Catholicism's like wacky. I could.
It's a different Catholicism.
It would be hell. I could fuck with it though, but. So then after that, I meant like story's not quite over because it got like even freakier. I feel that then like once I got my second vaccine, like I feel that then maybe this is just a side effect of the BioNTech vaccine that I've just been like you know, on an ayahuasca trip the rest of the day. Because I was walking around with a friend and we went to like go grab a coffee and stumbled upon a pro Shah protest.
Oh, yeah.
Berlin, which obviously has nothing but good historical connotation.
Right at Brandenburger Tor where they have the big rallies, right? Like,
yeah, exactly. And it was, I mean, we all know that the Shah, like the pro-Shah movement is very much, you know, just heavily funded by Ned and like, you know, the U.S. State Department and shit like that.
They also go way back with Berlin. You know, they're tight. The Pahlavis, West Berlin.
That was vetting though, right? That wasn't Mitte.
Where was that?
It was in front of TU, so not far from it.
Yeah, it's just the other side of the. Yeah, it's just the other side of the.
What did I think it was vetting?
The river.
Okay,
I think so. At least now you're gonna look it up.
No, I think you're right, Rob. I believe you.
Yeah, Rob's probably right.
But anyway, yeah. So they had like these massive like hot air balloon things with the emblem of the Shah on it, like the Iranian flag with the lion with the sword. You know, that whole thing.
Yeah.
And then a bunch of people that they hired to like play drums who were clearly like German high school students.
Oh God, yeah, what a fucking field trip.
Well, like drummers in Berlin get such good like gigs because it's like one day Shah of Iran, next day, you know, sex dungeon party, the next day what other regime change are we agitating for? Can we get a
I don't know, Juan Guaido.
Yeah, exactly. Juan Guaido drum circle.
Yeah. That's the like financial. The market has worked for drummers and exclusively drummers. That is the like financial opportunities reimbursement for the fact that it's impossible to practice drums in this city.
So you're saying So you're saying instead of fire, it's the dire economy. Hey. Or fired. Get it?
Yes, I got it.
We didn't need to, Rob.
So they had like, and they were playing the most like, the music is what I imagine will happen at the end of the epic Marvel, you know, cinematic experience that is the Ayatollah versus the Shah.
The Marvel reboot of Nick Cannon's Drumline.
I know. I kind of heard the music and I was just like, yeah, this sounds like what a Westerner thinks like Iranian music is.
Yeah.
This is this is the music that we play over the footage of like somewhere we shot in California, but it has the like orange filter on it to make it look hotter.
Exactly.
And we just,
it was but like somehow like way more epic. Like take that and like make it like final battle fight music.
Yeah, like, rather than just like sad oud music from the beginning of like, I don't know, a Hurt Locker or something.
That is a good mission for Wonder Woman, Gal Gadot's Wonder Woman in the next movie.
Free Iran.
To free Iran.
Yeah, free Iran. What was it? What did the banner say?
I believe it was freedom, human rights, and justice
for
political prisoners in Iran.
The thing that was also like the funniest shit too to me is that like I get that like the whole shit with the current government in Iran is what it is. I would argue it's kind of authoritarian. Not great. The thing is just so funny is that that they want to like replace it with a legitimate like theocratic king, which is like cool, fun. Maybe somehow more authoritarian than the Ayatollah.
Oh, the current, yeah, absolutely. Like, but Nick, speaking of like World War Z Reddit brain shit, here's a picture of my female students in the 70s in Iran wearing miniskirts. Therefore, everything's fine.
Yeah,
every like dissident journalist is not just getting like blown up.
Yeah, exactly. Savak isn't just fucking going around just like murdering students and shit. Yeah.
For a future prosperous Iran, we need it to be put under a trusteeship of the Ampelkoalition in Germany. They will bring peace and prosperity to the ancient land.
Yeah, but it's really somehow maybe more extreme cult of personality around this like psychotic genocidal family. Like people wearing just like t-shirts with the Shah and like the whole family on it is insane. Like it's way more insane than the Ayatollah shit.
Yeah, can you get like a big dog version of it where it's just like big, where it's like big dog in Tehran? And he's like he's got his arms crossed. He's in a miniskirt. That's good. Yeah, that is an insane thing to have to teach. I can't even imagine how that would even look like good. I don't know.
It'd be kind of. I mean, like, I feel that any of those big dog shirts just could be anything. You just like roll the dice, and it's just like,
you can put any politics on.
It would just be like the one that I could 100% imagine is just like Big Dog has a problem with the Ayatollah, and then it's just like.
Didn't someone online
exist? That one probably came around in like 2005 when the U.S. was like saber rattling to go and fucking invade Iran or some shit.
There was one that like Big Dog kind of sued or something. I can't remember what it was, but there was like a fake but very believable Big Dog t-shirt that was like circulating online of just like only pussies cry about 9/11 or something like that, and it's just like. And Big Dog was like, we should make this t-shirt. But someone who was very good at Photoshop and made it look very real.
Yeah. I'm absolutely there for, I'm not there. I think it'd be horrible. But Big Dog regime chain t-shirts are definitely a series that they need to get into.
Big Dog, yeah, like weird.
Not far off for them either, though.
Weird several layers of irony deep pro Shah Big Dog t-shirts. And sure, let's put it in German. Yeah, fuck it. Just Big Dog, arms crossed with a giant fucking wooden plank that he's going to beat up some West German protesters with, wearing a miniskirt. Yeah, let's go.
I just imagine just like the Big Dog, just like sunglasses on, arms crossed. It's like, damn right, I want to reinstate the Pahlavi family.
Just inscrutable. That's what I want. I want just like completely incomprehensible. I want Big Dog combined with the algorithm t-shirts of like
like AliExpress ones.
Yeah, of just like that you get advertised to you on Facebook. It's like, I'll like eating chili dogs in the hot tub because I'm a forklift operator who's also a Pisces. Like, yeah, I want those, but Big Dog.
Yeah. I mean, make it happen. But yeah, that was my ayahuasca trip of what this it could just be I saw all of it is in a post-vax, a state of psychosis.
Delirium.
I don't know, delirium. Yeah.
Well, we have photographic evidence now of a very adorable photo of you looking like you're having a great time at a pro Shah rally.
Yeah.
We were just saying it looks like you're gonna go sit on the Shah's lap.
It's like excited because they had like a stage where no one was allowed on, and then this big press area that was just like these two dudes with massive pro Shah flags singing, singing along with the words of all these songs, just waving these massive flags, in this like very like triumphant manner, and then another two guys on stage, and then there was no one coming onto the stage. And then they had these big TV screens that were projecting I believe at the moment it was the like daughter of the Shah or whatever, or something like that, or one of the daughters was like making an international, like literally a massive international Zoom call that she was doing, hundreds of other protests going around, and the first part of it was just continuously weirdly zooming in and out of her. And her like clapping her hands, and like they were singing songs, and then she eventually gave a speech. And when she gave the speech, I just like walked away. I'm like, this is like, I don't care about that part. I cared about the weird cult of personality shit. Yeah. And then you said that then Pompeo spoke later.
Yeah, I mean, I invite Mike Pompeo to my family Zoom calls too, so it's not that out of the ordinary. We do the New York Times crossword together and stuff. He comes up with some good. Yeah, he has his specialties.
Yeah.
He was just giving a speech.
Capital city, you want 6-letter word. Capital city, you want to overthrow.
It was like Free Iran 2021 World Summit or something. And
it was wild.
Yeah.
And the thing that I think was just so funny about it was the sense of how phoned in most of it was. Like there was very clearly people who just like paid money to be standing in the crowd.
Well, that's the kind of thing. Like, yeah, because there's like for all the saber rattling done about Iran, right? We've gotten to the point of like, yeah, you could say that maybe. If I'm going to be generous, I would say 1 out of every 2 Americans probably wants like regime change in Iran. Like average Americans, they don't know who the Shah is. Like, I
mean, I clearly Skyped with the daughter today, so
nice,
yeah.
But like, I mean, I think the manufacturing consent cultural project of like trying to get Americans on board with war with Iran is in no way tied to getting everyone in America to be on board with the Shah.
Yeah, no, because it's the reality of it is that then I think I don't think you could sell that. I mean, it literally is doing it just to get the Iranian community in the U.S. and I guess internationally to a degree who've been, quote unquote exiled, to support this regime change. Because obviously the U.S. is not going to go and reinstate the Shah. They tried that in the fucking 50s and, sorry.
Well, yeah,
it won't work again.
The Americans don't think of foreign conflicts that way anymore. They literally do not have a post-invasion plan about who would take over. They just go in for resource extraction, and then this isn't what they did to Japan and West Germany after World War II. It's Iraq, but it's also not even. It's just weirdo Iranian Americans now as well, because if my understanding is correct, half the Iranian American population moved over because of the Shah taking power. There was a wave of Iranian migration to California that came over when the social democratic government was overthrown.
Yeah.
And so not even all Iranian Americans or Persian Americans or however they identify are on board with the Shah. So
and then there's the second part of it that then's the typically wealthier. I mean, there is also a class element of it as well.
For sure.
Wealthier, Persian, Iranian Americans, whatever you want to then call them, who overwhelmingly support the Shah.
Was the reality TV series of
Shahs on Sunset? Shahs of Sunset.
Shahs of Sunset. Yeah.
Definitely a vibe. Definitely a show that I'm surprised did not last very long.
Yeah.
They had some pretty great personalities on that show. There was the one daughter who was like selling diamond water. Like,
oh,
yeah.
What's diamond water?
It was literally just water that was quote unquote filtered through diamonds. They just poured it over diamond and then rebottled it.
Yes.
She was awesome. Just always into like kooky, like esoteric shit. Queen. She would get along in Germany so well.
What about
she was just
flakes
like
of diamonds in the water?
that would kill you.
Or like, they cover like, those like gold burgers, a little
Oh, yeah,
little
you could
plate
do
of
that.
diamond.
I don't think, can you do that to diamonds?
I don't think so.
I don't think you'd have chunky water that
too
could
hard.
like
I think
that
by
would rip
definition.
apart your
No,
insides.
Rob's onto something here though. But what we do is we just have like a mesh filter at the bottom. So there's like diamonds at the very bottom of the bottle, then a protective layer to make sure it doesn't come out, but the water can go through it.
I see a lawsuit just about to happen.
Like, dude,
Again,
whatever.
We're rich, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, we've got Shah money for whatever reason.
Shaw money. Yeah, they were all realtors too, which was the funniest shit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean-
we're all weird realtor landlords, and for whatever reason, like
They were
I don't
no,
know,
they were realtors, club promoters, and just like esoteric weirdos. It was perfect. It was like the thing of like every diaspora group that moves to California. Becomes,
yeah.
like,
But then, like,
unless you're Armenian, then maybe like a lawyer or something like that, like
or a new metal musician.
or a new metal musician, exactly.
Yeah. But like we could just get like, I don't know, what's that stupid CIA op institution, the people for cool democracies everywhere. What are they called
National
again?
Endowment for Democracy.
Yeah, we'll get Ned to fund our diamond water plan.
Yeah,
Because we'll do Snapple shit, and we'll put like a Reddit fact about like pre-Islamic Revolution Iran on the inside of the bottle cap.
there was something I really missed.
We'll just put
about
no, fuck it. That's too much effort. We'll just put a picture of a woman in a miniskirt on the inside.
This is the thing that then I kind of miss about that era of like VH1 MTV shows like that, because after Jersey Shore, they started trying to do these shows of like all these like niche weird diaspora groups in the US. Some of them like worked really well, like Jersey Shore.
Do I know about any of these?
Yeah.
What other ones are there?
Shaws of Sunset was another one of
Really?
them. There was another one that they tried to make that was like, it literally, I guess, like did not work because like the Greek American like commission like made like forced MTV to take it off the air. They made like a Greek American
we're watching
version.
this. We're watching
They made a
this.
Greek American version of
What was
Jersey
it called?
Shore. I think it was like My Big Fat Greek Family or some shit like that or whatever. It was like it was on one season for on MTV or VH1, and holy shit, one, they sucked. And it was like, I like Jersey Shore. I think Jersey Shore is a fantastic TV show of the mid 2000s that like has a pretty important cultural spot. Because the characters were like kind of like, you liked them. There is not one likable character on the Growing Up Greek. Is that it? Yes, this is it.
Growing Up Greek.
It
Okay.
does not have a Wikipedia page.
It does have a Wikipedia page, I thought.
I don't think so.
Yeah. It was MTV's version of like trying to do a Greek version of Jersey Shore that did not work. But
Greek's called to cancel.
yeah,
Fuck, we're watching this.
it's unbearable.
Well, yeah. We'll just like see Nick in the background, and we'll turn to you, and your just head buried in your hands, being like, "I didn't want you to see this."
Yeah.
Nick was on the show.
No, it's not on this show. I think I forget what it took place in, but it
The
the thing?
person the Olympia Zampatas writing this in this magazines also have Greek. We can DM her if you want. We can set you guys up.
I'm good.
But like, this is the thing, though. This is probably why is there a concentration of Greek Americans in one place in the U.S.?
Oh yeah, yeah, Chicago.
Chicago.
Chicago. Okay.
Yeah,
Interesting.
New York.
Phoenix.
Yeah, Phoenix, of course.
Yeah, just Nick and his family. Yeah, it's okay. So I'm just kind of looking this up now because
Yeah,
it's
it would
like
be like in
not
a story,
something.
right?
It's not something that we're known about, I guess, or just like it hasn't traveled across the Atlantic.
I've never heard of it, Kieran, so don't worry.
Not the TV show. Sorry, I just mean like Greek Americans being associated with a place in America.
I'm here to
You need to make
you.
okay, but the problem is that they tried to go for a reality show. What you need to do is a gritty prestige TV drama a la The Sopranos, so that people can make memes about how cool Greeks are, how they're cool mob figures who sit with their friends outside the restaurant.
I mean,
according to this distribution map, somewhere in North Colorado, there's just a fuck ton of Greeks, apparently.
Athens, Colorado, baby.
Yeah, because it's called Athens.
Yeah. But, yeah, I'm glad that I could share that little tidbit of American European culture with you. Just like another little, I would say, funny thing of the week was Germany had this week the Bundeswahlleiter whole thing of you have to go, and if you're a party that wants to participate in the German elections, you have to apply, doing the paperwork, do all the typical German bureaucracy, if you will.
Need a stempel.
Yep. Every party who then wishes to participate has pretty much an equal right to do so.
Lick the envelope.
Yep. You just have to fill out the paperwork, show your, finances, and this and that, do the all kind of stuff, and show that then what your like electoral record has been. There's like, it's like a pain in the ass, very bureaucratic process. I think 65 parties were approved. And I don't know if people have like seen, there were a few really funny ones that tried to apply. One was the anarchist Pogo Party of Germany, which was just a Pogo is like a punk rock thing in Germany for people who don't know. That's
not the
like,
stick.
Not the pogo stick. Yeah, it's like the like way of like dancing, like jumping up and down, this and that, like, being kind of rambunctious and punk and whatever. So
cool.
They filled out their application and did not hand it in, but still went to the hearing. Did not get approved because they said that they just didn't want to hand it in per post. And I salute them.
That's punk.
Yeah, that was like they just gave up, but still went to the hearing. And the guy said he was sober. I had to watch the press conference for work. I don't think he was, but absolute kings, just like going in there, just like dressed. I mean, like just crust punk dudes. In a very professional German setting, which like obviously just kind of like looks like loopy and dumb in a normal sense. But so that was like one that was pretty funny. You have then a bunch of very weird parties that then obviously were accepted. Like there's a party called, I believe, DU. Okay. So DU, both lowercase. And it is called Die Urbanen, so like the urban party, and it is a hip hop party.
Finally, that's what Germany's been missing. It needs a little style.
Yeah.
Okay.
So and every party then who wants to run in Germany has to do this. So like CDU had to apply, SPD, Greens, Linke, Die Partei, AfD. Even like people are getting mad at like Dritte Weg got approved, the NPD. Germany has a very weird thing where Nazi parties are allowed to run in elections as long as they're like not like as long as they keep their Nazism kind of a little bit less open, that whole thing, Hitler salutes and whatnot. Because there were people making the comparison that then like the third way, the Dritte Weg, not neoliberalism third way, but a Nazi party in Germany was approved. They'd have not won an election. They're quite small, this and that and that. But a communist party was not allowed to run this year, which was the DKP, the German Communist Party. And this is not to be confused with the KPD, who is already illegal in Germany. They were banned in 1956 by pretty much wishes of the United States. And there's a whole other discussion to be had about that, why the DKP ban, one, should be lifted, and two, that it's like...
The KPD.
Sorry.
You're already...
KPD. I'm already fucking up.
You're already drinking the Kool-Aid, man.
I've already bought into it. So the DKP immediately then puts a press release out that they weren't approved, saying that then that this is 1933, that it is fascism reinventing itself, and that the German state will not let is trying to ban the DKP from existing as a party. They left out the massive detail that they forgot to hand in their paperwork for the 6th year in a row.
That's punk.
Yeah.
They're actually punks.
They're actually, no. And the reason that they didn't hand in the paperwork is because some absolute idiot in the DKP's leadership was like, well, some official told us we could hand it in late, and we've just been doing it that way. And eventually that official just like stopped letting him do that, which, I'm sorry, if you're a leftist in Germany, you kind of have to know that you have to be like more on your shit than anyone else.
That's actually exactly what happened in 1933.
Yeah, exactly. The Nazi
all the socialists and communists, the SPD, the KPD were like, we gotta unite, let bygones be bygones, stop the Nazis. And then they're like, okay, you can do it in 1934. And it's like, sounds good.
Yeah.
See you then. And that's why that's why the Germans, everyone praises the German educational system for, remembering the Nazi past. They remember you have to hand things in on time. You would have stopped fascism. That's all that happened.
Just one thing I want to say, completely off track here, I guess, but I'm on Die Urbane, the website. In the middle of the preamble, no, sorry, not the preamble, their section of their program called Image of Man, they just have like Nas pull quotes.
Hell yes. I was about to say, are they doing fucking Nas quotes? That's sick.
So many years of oppression make me vision the better living, type of place to raise kids in, open the eyes to the lies history's told foul, but I'm as wise as the old owl plus the gold child. Nas, if I ruled the world.
Hell yeah. This is the most German party that exists.
It is very beautiful in a way that I can't, as an American, as a white American, I understand it, but it's also foreign to me.
Yeah.
When people come out to be like, I feel like the man who would understand me most in the world was Muhammad Ali, like a 43-year-old German accountant.
Yeah. Back to the DKP thing. I then started seeing a bunch of like international communist parties like showing solidarity with them, which like may have been one of the most embarrassing things because
this is like I learned this. I forget exactly when. I think like there was some media storm that happened when I was like 21 that I was like, I saw a little bit of the inside of it and I was just like, this is the dumbest thing I've seen in my life. And then I had a realization. I'm like, oh, they're all this dumb. I just usually don't know the like inner workings of it.
Yeah. I saw the Communist Party of Ireland post like a thing of like like the Communist Party of Spain. Like, not that they're big, but it was just kind of like the DKP really has been using this like really like, I'm sorry, all right, too, the amount they've been fucking writing in the past 2 days means that they could have easily done that paperwork in time. It's so embarrassing because then these are always the things that the right like laughs at the left about. It's like you overreact about everything. You think everything is fascism, and then when actual fascism happens, then they're like, well, you guys are overreacting again. Like it really is like it. I do find it incredibly harmful that this party is like just not wanting to take the fucking L. That some idiot trusted some communist, a self-described communist, trusted the German state to give him an exception. Are you fucking dumb? Like, do you not know the history of this fucking country?
Yeah.
Like you either like are stupid and just like completely oblivious, or incredibly gullible. It's not one or the other. Like, I'm sorry. Like, there is no, we've had people, we all have, friends or whatever in this country, or, comrades who like legitimately have to deal with like the German legal system here as a leftist because they're political things. You cannot miss a fucking beat, Sorry, the DKP is so small that no one cares, and it's really aggravating that they're just trying to like weaponize this to them, be like, oh, the German state's being fascist. It's like, the German state is fascist. This isn't it though, King. Like, this is literally you guys being so dumb at your paperwork that you couldn't fucking do the one thing that you had to do to run in an election that you may get 3,000 votes in.
Just a reminder, when you see it on Twitter again, what's your job going to be on the commune? Someone has to say, hand in the paperwork.
Exactly. Yeah. You can teach theory all you want to the fucking weirdos. Someone has to get the paperwork in time, all right? So, yeah.
Yeah.
And the thing is, too, that other communist parties were allowed to run as well.
Yeah. The
MLPD was allowed to, and like the Fourth International or whatever their like full party is called. The Trotskyists were allowed to run.
Yeah, they're really active in my area.
I bet that they
for
are.
that reason.
But it's not
they're
like
micro-targeting you specifically, Kieran.
Yeah,
possibly. Yeah.
But the funniest thing was seeing American leftists like pick up this thing and be like, Germany's becoming fascist again. It's like, oh, sweetie, Germany's always been fascist. This is
well, that's an easy like, over there in Europe they still have communist parties.
Yeah.
It's like, it's kind of true.
Yeah.
I don't really know what to tell you.
I mean, the DKP has like good posters. That's all I know them for. They literally just get like, I think at most like 20,000 votes in election. To be very fair, though, a lot of good people in Die Linke have come from the DKP. Like Gettin is one of them. He used to be the DKP. So.
Well, this is the thing of just like, this is kind of something I'm very interested about with the like a lot of the micro communist parties that exist in Germany. It's just like, why are you doing this at this point?
Yeah.
Like,
well, the DKP exists because it was a West German party that then wanted to be like openly supported the East German project. And the MLPD, while they are like Maoists, they're like also supporting of like the Ulbricht style of like the kind of more Stalinist, even though Stalinism isn't really a thing. But yeah,
just Maoism with German characteristics.
Yeah, pretty much just like socialism with German characteristics or whatever. And there's like there's a conflict between. So there was like a suggestion a while ago for the MLPD and the DKP to come together and to like rebrand themselves as the KPD, which has just been embarrassing. Because I mean, these parties are all embarrassing at the end of the day. Like no shade to other leftists, but a lot of them are just cosplayers. Like we see these people on Twitter. There are better ways, I think, of going about party politics as a leftist in Germany that isn't just being in a party that does not have any chance whatsoever.
I mean, I understand like wanting to be in, like, I guess my point is kind of like, I understand wanting to be in like your group for your specific tendency and being surrounded by people who agree with you, blah, blah, blah. But like to be in an electoral group.
Yeah.
For
that's a bit different.
Yeah. For something that like even if you don't like Die Linke, would you not just vote for them, recognizing they're really the only left-wing electoral game in this in this country, and you really have no hope.
That's my take on that.
Yeah, you can exist if you're going to do like workplace organizing, if you're going to do like demos and raise awareness for issues, and maybe like exist to pressure Die Linke from a certain position.
Yeah,
but like running as a party seems like a fantastic waste of time, which also just seems like what DKP has like stopped trying to do.
Which is like. They honestly I think that this because what's going to happen is that I think that the party's just going to dissolve because they're like kind of they're bankrupt beyond belief. I'm sorry that like the DKP dissolving may be something better for them because they can then put their efforts, they're on like the platforms that they have are good. Don't get me wrong. The thing that I find just lame about them and the MLPD is that they have like a feud about like Ulbricht and Honecker, which is an actual waste of time. Like they have like continuous blog posts about like why we're right and the DKP's wrong, or why the Ulbricht way of socialism. Like, sorry, these didn't work then. They sure as fuck won't work now. Like, I mean, the GDR had a good system for what it was for the like coming out of the historical block that it did. We don't live in that world. We will never live in that world again. I mean, there's a thing to say about like nationalizing certain industries or whatever, but like, the overhaul of industry that then had to happen in that period of time of an agricultural society does not translate into a hyper-financialized economy, just simple as. So, but I think the efforts that, they want fair housing, they want to be out of NATO, they do want, they are anti-imperialists, they are, pro-Palestine, pro-Kurdistan, this and that. They have good efforts. And I think that those being removed from the party that these people who are genuinely concerned about politics, concerned about the working class condition and whatnot, maybe that then is the push that they need into a direction of realizing that then being in this oddity of a party. Because remember, like I said, a lot of people have been in the DKP who've come out as very good people politically in Germany, who kind of found that as like their like young stepping stone into like the greater thing of German politics. One of the funniest actual members of this is Dieter Bohlen, who is one of the fucking judges on Deutschland sucht den Superstar.
Oh, really?
Yeah, was a member of the DKP. So,
classic.
Yeah, I mean, not a king, an absolute fucking piece of shit, but yeah. Like, it's a weird relic of Germany. Like, it is an important thing in like West German communist politics, don't get me wrong, but like, yeah.
Yeah. It's 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 very dumb. I'm just searching Google now. I've searched DKP Germany, and I'm seeing a lot of like English Twitter people just like talk about like, oh, it's dangerous, blah blah blah. And then, but
I agree. Bureaucracy is dangerous. That's why we should double our efforts and get better at it.
Yeah, just say no to bureaucracy, kids.
Yeah. Or just own it up like the Pogo Party and be like, yeah, fuck it. Like, this is just dumb. I want to get
sound
drunk.
cool.
It is true if it's all like, if it's what's the right word, agitprop. If you're just like scandalizing the process, like, yeah, you can just scandalize the handing in. I guess that's probably what they're doing, right? They're probably getting more attention from this than from the. So then it worked in a way.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe you're cannibalizing or crying wolf, like you're saying. But
I mean,
if the point is to get like, what is the point of a micro communist party to run?
Well, they haven't been saying that though. They've been making up this. Like, I agree. That's what the Pogo Party's doing.
Yeah.
But the DKP is literally doing the thing of crying wolf that this is fascism.
Well, they're not breaking kayfabe. You gotta stick to it.
Germany has a problem with exactly what you're saying, though, of this thing of like becoming a political party to like point out these, irregularities. Like Die Partei is that, and Die Partei has become a. We were having this little brief conversation before the episode about like people unable to then do their like art or expression in a political way, and then when they like realize that it is political, it ends up becoming quite bourgeois. Die Partei is exactly that. They're like, this is kooky and crazy. Politics in Germany are wacky, and now Die Partei is like literally a party that no one should vote for. Yeah, like they're pretty neoliberal and shit.
Your art has to abolish itself, as Jay-Z once said. Your art has to abolish itself, or you live long enough to become Die Partei.
But yeah, that's enough about dumb German parties, I think.
Yeah. If anyone wants a silver lining, this message is getting diluted on Twitter by the fact that there is a Korean, esports guy called DKP.
Let's go stand DKP.
Bunch of angry German 80-year-olds are supporting my League of Legends run, I guess, but okay.
That is a good, like, anyone trying to, break into the streaming scene, just pick a popular acronym. Get a lot of traction that way.
Yeah.
Just call yourself Google or something.
Yeah. Welcome to my new esports team. We've got we've got AA,
USA,
we've got USA, we've got National Endowment for Democracy, we've got Google, and another player that just goes by the name Elon Musk. Let's go.
Hell yeah. Get it.
All right. I want to introduce you guys to one Twitter character that have either of you ever heard of the Twitter account @LindyMan?
No.
This is a Twitter character, a Twitter man who has gone viral increasingly since the pandemic started. He's like a blogger and like he is a self-aware meme and a type of guy. He like kind of posts like almost like a boomer adult that people would like retweet in an ironic way, but he's like leaning into it because he's a 36-year-old. Anyway,
okay, yeah.
The two reasons I talk about him today is A, he finally got the write-up in the New York Times. I'm looking at an article in the New York Times style section, The Lindy Way of Living. The second reason I bring him up is because he is a Greek-American man named Paul Scalise who moved to Normandy and lives in France now. So you're up, baby.
Yeah, all right.
42.2 thousand followers. Okay.
Yeah. you've tied him into 2.2 thousand followers.
No, 42.
No, 42.2.
Oh, okay. I was to say like we almost have more followers than him. Where's our write up in the New York Times, baby?
I have to say, our friend Mr. Scalus, the most well-known Greek expat in Western Europe, I must say.
Yeah, you're right. Probably.
He's a little hard to like pin down what exactly he is. He's a big fan of Nassim Taleb, for anyone who knows him. So just like think like that, but he doesn't write books. He just like posts and has a blog where he talks about like he's like cultural critic, but like I guess what people like about him is that he's like completely out of the like he's like not like the typical vector of cultural criticism, and he's kind of doing it like against the grain.
He says that
like
everything is Greek and that's it, and he's done. He's actually my dad.
He does talk about some Greek stuff. But he's like, you know what I mean? Like Nassim Taleb is also like kind of counter thinking, like against the maybe cultural consensus or something. And then people think it's like funny or based or, as he says, Lindy.
You can't make something about you.
No. So Lindy,
but he just did though.
Lindy, I should explain. The Lindy effect.
He's a big fan of the politics of Charles Lindbergh.
The dude Charles Lindbergh was mad Lindy. The Lindy effect can be traced to some 1964 article in the New Republic. Blah blah blah. Nassim Nicholas Taleb, a statistician and scholar, tweaked this idea into a broad theory of survivability in his 2012 book Anti-Fragile. He named it the Lindy effect. For the perishable, every additional day in its life translates into a shorter additional life expectancy, he wrote. For the non-perishable, every additional day may imply a longer life expectancy.
Okay.
I don't know what any of that meant, nor do I care.
We're getting existential here. Yeah. So a play that is run on Broadway for 5 years will likely stick around for 5 more. So the robustness of an item is proportional to its life.
This is fucking stupid.
So the Lindy,
I'm mad at you now. I don't. This is fucking.
Yeah,
This is neo-libs trying to like make everything a fucking chart, and they should all be ashamed.
I think part of their
themselves.
criticism is that like, so maybe you can weigh in on this, Kieran. So like a lot of brands are like redesigning their logos and stuff, and this is bad somehow because it's like,
because it's all the same font.
Yeah, but it's also like changing too often, and they don't like let the I don't know, like style marinate, I guess.
No, it's because we're in an era of neoliberalism where everything is just the same.
It's trends. Like it's like for logos, it's just trends. Like that happens all the time.
I would argue that then that sense, because of like just the plane of neoliberalism that we're at, of that the laziness of capital and design and stuff like that has just clocked out and is like selling you the idea that like minimalism is wanted because they can profit the most off of it.
Yeah, I mean, there's the design industry has kind of been like hollowed out to a certain extent. Like, there's less money to go around to just be like, I don't know, Don Draper sitting around being like, what if we put boobs on the fucking butter lady?
What if we did that? You know, I want that in 2021. The designers, because of minimalism, won't let you put tits on everything. Not because it's sexist, but because it just costs too much damn money.
But the other side of it as well is like minimalism is pretty much what designers would want anyway. Like the whole less is more thing is a design thing. But like the simple thing of it is that the reason it happens more frequently is press and marketing reasons. Whenever you redesign your logo, you will get more attention. It's a way to artificially bump up attention.
Okay, so I think what they're arguing. So we talked about Nassim Taleb, and the Lindy man is just basically made it his thing. Like, that's a good idea. That's going to be my thing. So while Mr. Taleb primarily discussed the Lindy effect, as in terms of statistics and social science, Mr. Scalus has expounded at length about the practical applications of Lindy when it comes to diet, health, dating, exercise, and practically everything else. He has become something of a lifestyle guru to thousands of Twitter followers and newsletters. Think Goop or Joe Rogan by way of the Bronze Age. And so Lindy is supposed to be some like like some human essence that is he does say here, a risk survival strategy in the modern world against the constant onslaught of new products, new academic disciplines, new books, new technologies, new foods, blah blah blah. So it's basically one of his big things is about going for walks and like not bringing your phone.
That shit Lindy.
And that's Lindy, and like trying to sell you new products all the time is not Lindy.
Yeah. I don't know. I just simply don't trust him because he's a Greek American. I've learned enough dealing with enough bad fellow Greek Americans that they're not to be trusted, and he's probably trying to sell you something as well.
Do you guys want to hear some examples of things that are Lindy and not Lindy?
Yeah, sure.
I'm just looking at the Wikipedia page for the Lindy effect. It's just, how do you... It's theorized phenomenon by which the future life expectancy of some non-perishable things, like technology or an idea, is proportional to their current age.
I read that. It didn't make any sense.
How? Like, how are you separating life expectancy from age? Okay, so Kieran has lived for 30 years. He will live 30 years more? Like, what are you saying?
So no. So that's...
I am perishable, but like...
I don't know what Nassim Taleb lives up to. So Paul Scalas is saying that Lindiness is like you have to make yourself Lindy because the world and the economy is trying to make you like it's trying to break you down, sell you new things, and throw you away when it doesn't need you anymore. So you have to make yourself human. There's a little bit of like return to the past, like human, self-reliance and stuff.
Yeah,
I will say I have one quote here. Quote, it's not a Jordan Peterson thing, he said.
It is a Jordan Peterson thing.
Wearing a t-shirt that says it's not a Jordan Peterson thing, invoking a lot of questions already answered by my t-shirt.
No, he's right. It's a Soulja Boy thing. That's what it is. It's trying to get Lindy.
But like, okay, so is this just some guy who studied like classical Greek who's like thinks that he's discovered planned obsolescence?
No, he's like me, who probably doesn't speak a lick of Greek, and is a huckster.
I just want to clarify, he's a technology lawyer and writer.
Yeah, cool.
Okay, this sounds like someone who got like an upper class, like classical education, was probably taught some Latin or something like that, who has discovered planned obsolescence when it's like when I was 13 I thought I invented masturbation. This guy thinks he's like discovered planned obsolescence.
Okay, like you might be onto something here. He says, speaking of Greekness, he follows a diet drawn from Greek Orthodox tradition.
Everything covered in gold.
Pedophilia? What?
Alternating between veganism and pescatarianism. Some call this serial cycling.
What the fuck is he going?
He has a diet account called @LindyDiet. That says fast for 2 times a week and a month straight 2 times a year.
Oh my god! So all right. So
the Greek famously
does the,
never
actual sense of fasting that then like Christians used to do like hundreds of years ago.
Yeah, but for some modern, like anti-modern, but not religious, like online collection of like it's very okay. Here's why. Now I've got to back up a little for a second. The reason I asked Nick if you know this is because I don't know, dear listener, if you're aware of this, but Nick is aware of the best characters in the online world out there. In the, I'm always impressed by the any funny guy you find online. Nick knows them already, but Nick's characters, I feel like
let me like throw some at me,
like the doctor guy in Houston. What's his name? You sent me his.
Which doctor guy?
He's like a chiropractor. What's the fuck's his name?
I don't remember.
Nick is aware of all, like you find guys like or the you know who I was thinking about the other day is the
Nick brought Jeremy Fragrance to us, right?
I mean, yeah, King.
No, that's a perfect example. I saw the Jeremy Fragrance and Nick's like, oh yeah, of course I know Jeremy Fragrance. But all of Nick's characters that he finds are deeply like subaltern in a sense that they're like they're just like, you find like a diamond in the rough. I feel like the Lindy man is a little too self-aware. Like he's a 36-year-old technology lawyer. And he's like, oh, I'm going to make myself a guy by like having these kind of like
Yeah. The guys,
opinions.
I think you're right. The guys that I find are like they're not trying to craft themselves into like a smart dude. They're just stupid. I'm curious to know who the chiropractor guy is.
We can discuss that.
The guys. I think the distinction here is the guys Nick find, they think of themselves as normal.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's like
my favorite
we're
one
the
is
ones who
still
are like,
Ryan
no.
Johnson Smith for that reason. Yeah, the rollerblading pickup artist. King.
But then, like this Lindy guy seems a little aware of himself.
I agree. I think that's so. I followed him for a few days last year to see what all the talk was about, and it's just like I'd rather follow like Paul Schrader, one of my favorite,
or Jeremy Fragrance.
Just because like it does seem like he's like putting on the act a little bit. Like I understand being a before he moved to Normandy, he was just some New York City lawyer guy, and I understand he's like, I don't want to just be a fucking millennial living in New York City. I'm gonna tap into ancient habits,
Greek Orthodox
practices. Yeah. But I deeply vibe with that urge.
I will say this is the most stereotypical fucking Greek American shit, because there's always some dipshit in your family who gets into like weird fucking like, so the example is my aunt. She's like into like esoteric bullshit, but then always ties it back to this like, oh, because of like, you know, ancient, like it has nothing to do with like anything remotely close to, you know, Greekness or whatever, but they just like make it up. It's always this sense that then somehow, because Greece is like Greek, you know, Hellenic culture is old enough that then like they can just like make shit up. So they'll be like, oh yeah, like my like aunt will like walk around like her house, like
she
like,
Lindy walks.
she fucking Lindy walks, dog. No, she'll like walk around like her like outside while she's like doing like gardening, like barefoot, and it's like, oh yes, this is like Greek somehow.
Quoting from the New York Times article here, so he's talking about the Lindy walk. In Greek, it's called Volta. In a newsletter post, Mr. Scullis cited Greek walkers from Diogenes wandering the world, looking for an honest man, to Thales stumbling into a pit while lost in thought.
This is the most Greek dad shit too, of like, fellas, you like walking? That's actually Greek.
He is very much like, he seems, and he has a Twitter profile photo that like makes him look older. He's like a anti-millennial in the sense that he's like, oh, I'm not going to be like that's his zag when everyone's like, oh, I'm a youthful millennial. He's like, no, I'm an old Greek man who walks. And I write a newsletter about it.
It looks like he tried to draw himself like a New Yorker, like author picture, like the kind of thing you would see above an article.
Swag.
Yeah.
Can I just rattle off some things that he says are Lindy and not Lindy for you guys?
Sure.
Yeah, sure.
Let's see what we got here.
Bring up the Wikipedia page again.
Video games, not Lindy. You guys can also guess. All right. What do we think about nightclubs?
Oh, not Lindy. Wait. Nightclubs are not Lindy. I know that for a fact.
I'm gonna say not Lindy because I think this guy is just like a trad cath, but he's found another way.
No, wait, hold up. Nightclubs are Lindy because he probably has a friend who's a club promoter because he's Greek American.
Quote, Lindy, in fact, deep Lindy.
Hell yeah, I'm fucking right because his friend's a club promoter and he doesn't want to admit it.
All right, how about sex toys?
Lindy. That shit Lindy AF.
He says Lindy incites ancient Egypt.
Hell yeah. Because he's going to be like, yeah, the Greeks like use dildos.
The Jeffrey Epstein scandal.
Not Lindy. I don't know. Actually, Lindy. Wait. In which sense of it? Like the scandal that Jeffrey Epstein did?
That's
pedophilia. Pedophilia, Greek, Lindy. Getting caught for it, not Lindy.
We got some rich guy going around and doing criminal behavior and abusing people. It's pretty Lindy.
Oh, god damn, he sucks. He's a piece of garbage.
Epstein, he pointed out, exemplified how Lindy is not a moral compass. So lots of common behaviors in the ancient world would be considered abhorrent today.
This is the guy who like watches the Entourage and does not get that it is like that those guys aren't cool.
Yet the persistence of behaviors.
Okay, does he have a description for how video games are not Lindy?
Because it makes you.
That's his thing. That's why he's a meme, dude. He just says like, nah,
no. Wait, hold up. Is the no Russian level Lindy or not?
But like, you know, it's so stupid because it's just like, okay, yeah, sex toys, they're Lindy because we've had sex toys for ages. I'm like, okay, sure, we've had games for ages. Like, they've just changed form like sex toys have.
Yeah, what if I told you that fucking like Dionysus was fucking, you know, playing Sega? Like, that's Lindy then.
Yeah,
like,
it would
probably
be.
Was.
Not according to Lindy, you know, man. The Sega Genesis was made by the Greeks.
Yeah, that's why it's called. It's actually a hard G. It's the Sega Gettinese.
Yeah. It's spelled GK. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. So I'm unraveling this that Lindy just means something that's been around for a long time and should be a kind of paleo, like self-reliant return to nature. But they did have sex in the past, so it's not tradcath.
Yeah. Okay. So I guess he just means okay. So I now understand what he means. Okay. He means things that have been around for a long time are going to probably be around for another long time. Sure. Cool.
Yeah. And that you should do it because that's human nature and it's good for you. Like
the Greeks had nightclubs, bro. That's Lindy.
But like things that are new can also be around for a long time because the thing that's been around for a long time was new at one point. This is the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
I don't know. So, okay, here's an example he gives.
You saying that fucking was new at one point? What the fuck, Kieran?
All right, here's
sex
an example.
toys were.
No,
coffee is relatively new.
What?
Coffee. It's 400 years old, but that's 400 years of pretty good filtering. So it's probably not bad for you.
That's Lindy AF.
Tea merits his highest compliment. It's a deep Lindy beverage with thousands of years of provenance.
Something older, it's deeper Lindy?
Yes.
What the fuck is this guy's an idiot?
I got another. Cigarettes, a 20th century vice, are not Lindy, though tobacco is.
What?
Oh, he's a fucking cigar weirdo.
For those who want close, for those who want
Pipes.
to smoke in a Lindy compatible way, he
You're
suggests
gonna
a
fucking
pipe.
dip. He's gonna dip. He's like, actually, it's Lindy as fuck being a 1920s baseball player, just taking.
But this is
big old thing of chew in your mouth.
Okay, we have an example.
No, this is so fucking. Okay, cigarettes are excluded, but nightclubs aren't. Even though the thing that would have been called
the most Lindy. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but
cigarettes
like, okay,
are cool.
If the Greek Americans had been farming tobacco for hundreds of years, then yes, they would be Lindy.
Yeah.
But
no, okay, but he's like, okay, but the pipe is but the pipe is acceptable. But it's just like, okay, but no, we found a new method to smoke tobacco, which is not acceptable, but a new type of nightclub is. This guy's pissing me off so much.
I love how this dude thinks that like pipes and table service are sick, but like, smoking cigarettes, which like legitimately looks cool and, is unhealthy. Sorry, I will admit that
we're taking a difficult position on this podcast.
Taking a difficult position that then like I do think that smoking makes you look cooler, even though I know that's a very childish thing to say. The reason I did, pick up smoking was because I thought I looked cool, and I still think I look cooler. Sorry, but thinking pipes are cool is like what you think when you're like a 13-year-old. Or you're a conservative.
He's probably
Rob,
pretty conservative. Yeah.
I realize why I hate this now. It's because, okay, so there was something I missed when looking at the Wikipedia page. The last line of the first paragraph of the Wikipedia page of the Lindy effect. The concept is named after Lindy's Delicatessen in New York City, where the concept was informally theorized by comedians. This is comedian shit. This isn't real. God. This is an episode of Seinfeld. This is like the exact same thing as the episode of Seinfeld where they talk about shrinkage.
Comedians are will be. I mean, he talks about how this is like become particularly important since the pandemic, and comedians will rebuild the world. They will be
monsters and sex pests. A lot of them.
They will, bring us out of. They will lead us through the dark age.
Yeah, they'll lead us through the dark age to the room at the back where Louis C.K. masturbates in front of you.
I hate this.
I don't know. It's kind of Lindy, dude.
Yeah, was masturbation Lindy?
Yes.
Well, the point of all of this is that living in Europe. Very Lindy boys. Congratulations.
The fact that he lives in France is like the dumbest thing to me. Of course he moved to France because he's like...
He lives in like Normandy.
Yeah, he lives in fucking Normandy. He's like, just like, bro, you know what's Lindy? France.
You know what's Lindy? Dude, they got communist parties over here. It's Lindy.
It's Lindy, dog.
Dude, I saw the fucking Shah of Iran. It's fucking Lindy.
It's fucking Lindy.
Jesus.
I'm very happy I could introduce him to you guys because I've seen him like around. I follow enough like contrarian
what he looks like?
joke accounts that there's a lot of people who like him, and
I can see the stitching too much, like on the doll.
I bet
like,
that he's like really into like EDM and shit.
probably it's Lindy, dude.
Yeah, but that isn't Lindy at all. Like longevity of that, not a thing.
But and then it's like if you can argue like contrarianly that there's some like root
No.
of it.
No,
Like
no, it's bad.
maybe EDM's like the like in Sparta. And
Yeah, dude, they fucking Skrillex is Greek.
Do you want to know what isn't Lindy?
What?
Lindy's. Lindy's is closed. Lindy's Delicatessen in New York on 51st Street closed.
Hey, that is true. New York delis, not Lindy. Living in Berlin, recording a podcast with your friends.
Hella Lindy.
That's Lindy, dude.
Yeah.
This is like fucking Diogenes.
Yo, doing the fucking shoulder lean with your podcast bros is also pretty Lindy.
Lindy's, like this old picture of Lindy's is a fucking vibe though.
I bet it is. I bet
like-
it's slapped.
It's all in neon. It's really cool.
Yeah.
It was probably Lindy as hell
Lindy
back then.
was probably Lindy as fuck.
Are we just going to use Lindy to be cool now? I
mean,
approve of that.
Yeah. Well, am I not supposed to?
That's what. Wait.
Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Rob,
sorry.
Rob
I
had a brain fart.
I had a brain fart because I was trying to think of the.
Get Lindy.
The joke I want to make.
Get Lindy.
I'm sorry, I messed
My
it up.
chain to Lindy. The ladies wanna feel me. Dance flow. Sit.
Yeah. No, now it's gone. I was just saying that the Lindy's being Lindy, it's like Ozymandias. Like, look on how Lindy I was in despair.
Yeah.
It will lead to nothing. No matter how Lindy you are.
Yeah. But no, maybe like Lindy's is too Lindy, and then it had to, you know, how like a supernova kind of has to, by, you know, the laws of nature.
You're saying Europe will do that?
Lindy, yeah, Europe is so fucking Lindy, it's going to just die, become Asia, which is, you know, the goal of this podcast is to over-Lindify.
Berlin's going to be overrun with Italians.
Yeah. I mean, you know, Germans will get so tired of saying Italiano whenever they meet anyone on the street.
Do you know what? Do you know what's more Lindy than Europe? An ascendant China.
Yes, it is.
That's honestly, it's true.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. What is more
long
Lindy than
history.
ancient China?
Yeah.
Or just China in general? As
Fireworks are Lindy. They then gunpowder.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dragons. That's
Yep.
how
Dragons
Lindy.
are fucking Lindy.
Not our stupid, like, winged dragons. They're all the long dragons that still fly anyway. That's
Exactly.
This is why they scrapped the Belt in the Road, because
Yeah.
they're doing the Lindy effect.
Yeah. Xi Jinping was just like, damn, it's fucking Lindy.
God
Yeah.
damn it.
I guess on that note,
Yeah.
you know, we'll
That's
got
the
anything
news
to
this week,
shout out
folks.
that's pretty Lindy this week or no?
No.
Can we just do like a whenever we record episodes like this that are essentially about like nothing, we should just call them That's Lindy. So this is like That's Lindy episode 1.
Yeah. Okay,
sure.
yeah.
It's a mini series.
We can do that.
Get Lindy.
Get Lindy. There it is. That's
We're
it.
up all night to get some. It
Well, Get Lindy. It's the song. It's the song of the summer. Sound of the summer.
is the song of the ancients,
Yeah.
reverberating through the eons.
Yeah. I don't know. Daft Punk, Lindy? Now they broke up. No longer Lindy.
What does this word mean?
Nothing. Literally nothing.
Nothing. It means nothing.
Yo, is getting top Lindy?
That's a good question. I'll look it up.
Is getting top Lindy? Google.
You just search that. Put that into quant.
Yeah, I mean, on the probably the safe bet is that this is just like this meme will blow up and it'll pass over. But there is at least one future where
He's a rapper. Yeah,
he's
good.
like the Noam Chomsky of the future.
Yeah.
People arguing online or emailing him, being like, "Lindy, man, I heard whales. I heard in the past before climate change there was something called whales. Were whales Lindy?
Yeah.
But I think the meme has already passed. So I was looking through his Twitter timeline, and he gets like He's got 42,000 followers, but he gets less likes on his post than someone with like 20,000 followers.
King.
So yeah.
Hi, Mr. Lindy man. Is getting hella brain Lindy?
Yeah, getting mad dome, Lindy.
Yeah. I would say no. Oral sex, not Lindy.
Getting terrible dome is Lindy.
Oh, you know what I want to you want to know what I want to know his opinion on, because this very much seems like that weird, like, you know, he's like an old man trapped in a young person's body. Like, I want to know what his opinions about like going down on a woman is, because that's always like a very weird one with like dudes like this. Were like, nah, man, like I would like fucking like DJ Khaled.
Yeah. Joe Pesci.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Just every rapper except for Lil Wayne for a while, you know? Like, I bet this guy's like, nah, like, you know, eating pussy, not Lindy.
What was that rapper who was like really into it? Who would always
Lil
talk
Wayne.
about it?
Lil Wayne.
No, someone else. There was someone else. Shit.
Well, now it's all of them.
Yeah. Ain't It Funny was one of the songs. Fuck.
That'll be his downfall with like...
Danny Brown.
Danny Brown, yeah. He was always into about eating pussy.
Well, yeah, because Danny Brown's a king. And, you know... No. You know, I mean, sorry, an artist who can make an entire album that seems tongue-in-cheek about your, like, crippling depression and extreme drug addiction, and no one seems to get it, is a king. Sorry. Like, he's on a different level.
Yeah, so that's what we're saying at the end of this podcast. Danny Brown, pretty fucking Lindy.
Danny Brown, Lindy as fuck. That's not even a question. I don't even know what this word means, but Danny Brown is Lindy.
I'm just saying noises, man. It's fine.
Yeah. All right.
Oh, we need to end the episode.
Yeah.
All right. On that note, you know, you guys have a pretty fucking Lindy week. We'll see you guys for the bonus episode.
We're about to Lindy out, walk out in our beautiful European lives here, where we just fucking Lindy as hell walking around.
Lindy walk.
I'm fucking just Lindy'd out right now. All right. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.